What is up, guys? Chris, Professional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. And today I've got one that I'm really excited about because it's a knife that I'm really excited about. It's a knife that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while. And thankfully, a good friend of mine had one of these and they sent it over for me to check out and review. Now, this is a knife that's got so much buzz, so much hype. This was such a highly anticipated knife. And by all measures, it lives up. But there's also some negative buzz around this knife as well. Now, you might know what knife I'm talking about just by saying that. In fact, recently I had a 3-knife challenge where it was in it. And in the comments, several people mentioned this negative buzz. And by now, you should definitely know what knife I'm talking about. And that knife is an awesome knife, and it is the Civivi Buster FG. Now, this is one of the coolest knives I've got in my hands in a long, long time. I love this massive knife. This thing is awesome. I mean, this thing is fantastic. Now, like I told you, there's something negative going around about this knife. Most of y'all already know, and we'll talk about that in a second. But before I get into this, I want to remind you all of something I say all the time. Knife collecting, knife using and ownership, knife enthusiasm, being in the knife community when you're dealing with knives is no different than anything else in life. It is all about perspective. And it is how you look at things. If, for instance, I'll give you an example. When I look at a knife, for instance, I look at a knife and there are things about this knife that I'll absolutely love. A lot of times, well, you all know me. I love every knife and I'm not going to focus on the negatives. I don't talk about the negatives because if it's a knife I just don't like, then I'm not going to be using it anyways. But I focus on the positives. I try to find the positives about the knives or whatever else I'm using. That doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge that something about it might not be something that I don't like. But what I do is I look at the thing at a whole, or a knife at a whole, and I'll say, how many positives are there? How much about this do I like? How many negatives are there? Which side weighs more? The positives or the negatives? And if there's a negative, is it negative enough to outweigh the positives? And if not, I'm going to go ahead and use it anyways. That doesn't mean that I don't realize that there's a negative. It just means, to me, it doesn't outweigh all the good and all the positives that the knife brings to the table. And I'm going to tell you right now, up front in advance, this knife fits that 1,000,000%. 1 gazillion %. This knife is fantastic. Now, most of you all already know that Civivi has the Vision FG, which is the smaller version. And when I say smaller version, I do mean smaller version because this thing is gigantic compared to the Vision FG. I mean, look at it's double its size. It's massive. This thing is gigantic. I didn't even know it was going to be this big, and it is huge. Now, one thing about it, I'm going to say this about the Vision FG, and the same thing goes for this. If you guys have watched my videos, you've watched me play with the arcade and the Demco many times, and every time I will show you, I will struggle with the Shark Lock. For some reason, I just struggle with them. I have that issue all the time. I mean, I figure them out and they get worked in and stuff, but I still have issues. Some of y'all will even know what I'm talking about, where you'll try and it'll catch and it won't really open and close really snappy like some knives will. The Civivi Vision FG, I don't really like that Damascus blade, I'll be honest. I'd rather have the Nitro V blade. Just honestly, it's beautiful, but I would much rather use the Nitro V blade. than this. Plus, I thought that the white was gorgeous, and that's why I got it. But once I got it, it's like all my other white knives. I can't carry them because once they get dirty, it's done. So I'd rather have like a green micarta or black or something so I could actually use it. Because the Vision FG has the super lock, and the super lock is a lock that is in the Demco Shark lock style. This is, in my opinion, I've also got, what is it? I just had it over here. I've got the Engage, which has got a version of the Shark lock on it. I've got all these different knives with the Shark lock or Shark lock variants. And by far and away, this is to me the easiest to operate, easiest to use. Whatever they do well with this. And that's one of the biggest pluses about this knife is the super lock. Now, it's just a great knife in general. So when you bring it into a bigger knife like this, will it work as well? And I'm just going to tell you right now, it does. It's crazy how good this thing works. Now, it does have thumb studs, so you can close it with the lock and open it with the thumb studs or whatever, vice versa. It works really, really well. Now, this thing is gigantic. Like, gigantic's not even the word for it. Like, it's massive. Like, I've got the Momo back there, which is a gigantic knife. I'll show you a knife that's big. Here you go. This is the Manix 2 XL. Look at this. It's bigger than the Manix 2 XL. It's that big. This thing is gigantic. This knife is huge, and it's got some weight. Now, you guys know me. I like larger knives, so this is perfect for me. But for a lot of people, this ain't going to be your cup of tea. You're going to want to stick with the Vision FG, which is a lot lighter, a lot more agile and just snappy. This is going to be a lot bigger knife, and a lot of people in the community just won't like these types of knives. Now, some people, this ain't big enough for them. And I know that there's people out there like that. A lot of us like big knives, so this is going to be great for you. It's got a really good weight because it's heavy, and good weight for me just means a heavier knife. Big slicey blade. It's got the sheep's foot blade. It's beautiful. Nitro V blade. It's massive. It's got the green micarta, and you can get this in a couple. I think there's 3 variations for this knife. It's got a deep carry pocket clip that the screws are flush with the handle, and that is reversible, so you can go left or right. And you also have a spot right here for a lanyard. And of course, they've tried to mill out a lot of this to take out weight, but also to give it a good look. Now, ergonomics are fantastic. You can grip it right here, but it also has a choke up choil right there, finger choil. Now, that's a little odd because it doesn't feel very good when you choke up. I don't know what they were doing right there, but it does work. You can choke up on it, but all in all, the ergonomics on this thing are fantastic to be such a big knife. It does have jimping on top, and that is pretty aggressive jimping, so it feels good. Dual thumb studs, and the thumb studs are big enough to get good real estate and traction to flip it out and open it. But it is a fidgety knife. But the thing is it's so heavy, you got to really get a good grip on it. But I really like this thing. I really like it a lot, a whole lot. I would EDC this knife all day long. This, because it's Nitro V, I wouldn't mind taking this camping with me. I wouldn't really baton with it, but you probably could. But this would be great for like feather sticking, different things like that. Be a great knife to take if you're like somebody that works in a shipping room or something like that, cutting down boxes all day. It's just a great knife all the way around. Civivi in my opinion, this might be their best knife. Now, I know that that's a big statement, and a lot of people will probably disagree with me, but to me, this is probably their best knife. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 12 Civivi. No, 14 Civivis because of fixed blades. Oh, do I have one over here? No, I got 14 Civivis. Oh, no, 15 Civivis. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 15 Civivis. And I don't like any of them like this. None of them. Not even close. Not even close. The Synergy 4 is a really cool knife that's bigger. And it's just got that cool collector's factor. Tonto tip. Just really looks cool. It's not very practical for me. But it looks cool. That's a really great knife. But for me, it's just a collector's knife. A lot of people will EDC that knife and love that knife and will use that knife, and it is practical, and they'll consider that a really good beater knife. For me, it's just not. I'm not a Tonto guy. I'm not really a tactical guy out there using those types of ninja-like knives. I really like the Sentinel Strike too. I really like... There's just a lot of Civivis, and they really got some good stuff that's been coming out lately. This, by far, blows everything away that I've seen from them. Now, they've got some new ones coming out now that I'm excited about seeing, but this right here, for me, takes the cake. It is the cream of the crop. Now, I was watching Metal Complex's video about this, and he mentioned the fact that they should do a knife that's right in between, because you've got one that's so small, one that's so big, and you should have one right in the middle. And he said that they might do that. They probably will. And that'd be a great idea. I think that that would be a great bridge for a lot of people, because like I said, a lot of people in the community talk about, I got Jimmy. Jimmy is an awesome knife guy, and he knows a ton about knives. But I can tell you right now, just by the times that we've talked and known him, he ain't gonna want to carry this big old behemoth. You know, some people just like the light knives that are agile and easy to carry, and they don't need an axe in their pocket. Not that this is an axe, but it's pretty daggone big. But all in all, it is a great knife. I really, really like it. The green micarta handles, and I'm going to talk about the issue here in just a second, but let's talk about first, let's talk about some stats on this knife. The overall length is 9.55 inches. It has a 4.2 inch blade that's Nitro V and in sheep's foot, and it's black coated, of course, flat grind, plain edge. The weight on this is 6.2 ounces. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was a little bit more than that. I figured this was probably going to come in between about 6.8 or something, but it's 6.2. Right hand or left hand, you can reverse it. It's ambidextrous. Tip up. Oh, and about the pocket clip, I say it all the time. So, you got to be... a lot of times pocket clips will dig into your fingers and stuff like that. For me, this is a good pocket clip. I don't have any issues with it. I don't really like where it's at all, but I really don't see where they could have put it other than where it's at. I mean, unless they completely changed the design of this and the looks of it and stuff, and then the designer had a look and this is what they wanted, so this is what you got. And if you don't like the pocket clip, don't buy the knife. The pocket clip is where it's at when you buy it. So you can't buy it knowing that that's where the pocket clip is, and then complain about where the pocket clip is. So it's kind of like one of those things. The pocket clip is where the pocket clip is, and take it or leave it. And for me, the pocket clip is fine. It doesn't dig into my hands. It doesn't dig into my fingers. Yeah, works great. Tip up only. Buster FG. The designer is Snix Tan, whoever that is, and it's made in China for everyday carry. It's black stone washed, Nitro V, dual thumb studs with the super lock. Okay, so let's just talk about the negative. We hear a lot about the stop pin issue, okay, and where it hits the blade. Now, a lot of people was thinking that it was actually hitting the blade on the cutting edge, and that's not what it's doing. It's not doing that at all. But, you know, the Vision, or the Vision FG, the stop pin hits this as well. I've watched 3 or 4 videos on this from different content creators talking about the knives and talking about the Vision or the Buster. I wanted to get some different perspectives on it and see what they were thinking and if they thought it was a big deal, because I just didn't see the problem. I mean, I understand why it's not a good thing, but to me it was like, that's just not that big of a deal. Am I wrong? So I started watching a few, and there was 2 of them that was like, yeah, this is a bad problem. And one of them was like, yeah, it's not a problem for me at all. Not a problem at all. And I kind of go with the second, you know. The Vision FG, I don't know if you can see that. It hits, there's a little notch, probably can't see it, right there. That little mark right there. That is where it hits on this. It hits right there. So when you are closing it, that's where the stop pin is engaging the blade, right there. Now, on this knife, it is hitting right there, which is right below the cutting edge. So it's not on your edge, it's below your edge. Now, I heard a couple people say that you could simply fix that by doing a little sharpening choil. Put you a little sharpening choil in there, which a lot of people do already. People do that with the Penguin. People do that with a lot of knives. They'll take 5 minutes, put a sharpening choil right there, problem is gone. Doesn't exist anymore. Another thing is, you would have to really sharpen your edge down a few times before that really started. Unless, here's the deal. If this is your only knife and you're carrying it every single day, and you're opening and closing this knife again and again and again, it's going to become an issue. It will start wearing into your edge, the corner of it right there. And you'll have a little spot on your corner where it will be a problem. If you are wearing your knife out. If you're like me, I say this all the time. I wear it on my sleeve. You guys watch my videos. This ain't a new thing for me. I say it all the time. I don't use my knives that much. I carry them every day and I use them every day, but I don't beat my knives up. I don't use them hard. I'm not going out and finding ways to really torture test them and wear the edges down, and I take care of my stuff. For me, my stuff is much of an investment as it is anything else. Yesterday, I got some terrible news. Financially, terrible news, because of Uncle Sam. It is what it is. Situations like that, my knives are investments for me and my family. So as much as they are collector's pieces and something that I'm passionate about, my kids come first. So God forbid, if something really, really bad ever happened, you bet your booty that Umazon is going out the door to somebody else's door, so that I can pay light bills or whatever else. So I take care of my stuff in case that situation ever occurred. But also, here's the truth. I don't have much of a life outside of my house with my boys because I don't have time. It takes a lot of time and energy to raise 4 little boys. So I don't get the opportunity to go out and beat up my knives and to torture test them. And if I was going to do that, I promise you it would not be on a Vision FG or a Buster FG. It would be on SE4 or a Tops Baja or my Lost Trail 5. That's what I would be beating up on and torturing. I'd be going out and wearing out the fixed plates. So this right here, it's never going to be an issue for me. it would be a long, long time before that did become an issue for me. And because of that, that negative, that little negative with the stop pin, which is not where it should be. I'm not saying that it's not a problem. It is a problem. The stop pin should not be there, and they will fix that. I'm just saying, if they never fixed it all, if they never addressed that problem, if this was the knife you was going to get from now on, they will still sell. They will still sell out again and again, and people will still buy these and still use these, because even though it is an issue, it's not big enough to overweigh or outweigh all of the amazing positives that this knife has to offer. That's just my opinion and just my perspective. My opinion and my perspective is not right in a lot of your eyes. And that's correct to you. You're right, because your opinion is the only opinion that should matter to you. So if you disagree with me, I'm wrong in your eyes. And that's okay. We don't have to agree on it. It's all about perspective. And I value that. I value everybody's opinion. I mean, I get some stuff people say to me on... the other day I got roasted in a couple comments about that daggone S90V knife. They didn't ask me what my thought process going into buying that knife was, or why I would have believed that that possibly would have been real. They didn't ask me that. They just said that, just stupid comments, silly comments. It doesn't bother me none. Okay, you got your own opinion, buddy. I appreciate that. But it is what it is. Trust me, I had a thought process of why that might be real S90V. It never even occurred to me that it could have been fake, or that somebody would do something like that. I was in sales for 25 years, and the last thing I would have ever done was do something shady like that just to get a sale. Sales come along every day. You don't have to do it. So I just don't work that way. We all have our own perspectives. This knife is a great knife. You might not like it because of that stop pin issue, but I promise you this. If you like the Vision FG, and if you like larger knives like this, you will love this knife, even with that little issue. You can take a tool file, one of the round ones. Sorry, they're in there playing, probably fighting over a toy. You can take a round tool file for sharpening, like serrations and stuff, and you can put your little sharpening tool right there. Boom. 5 minutes and you've got the problem solved. No issue at all. Or you just don't worry about it. Use your knives moderately. You're a collector. Put it in your collection. Carry it out. EDC it once in a while. Use it for what you're going to use it for. Cut some boxes. Do some food prep. Take it around. Use it and do what you do with it. Strop it a little bit. And it'll be just fine. You won't notice the issue. Now, that's not saying 2 years from now, after you've carried it a lot and opened it and closed it a lot, you won't really start to notice that. But by then, you've gotten your money out of it. Which, speaking of which, by the way, let me just tell you right now, the best part about this knife is the price. This price right now is coming in for this knife at $99.96. All right? $99.96. That is insane for this knife. As big as it is, micarta, Nitro V, the Super Lock, $99.96, that's insane. I heard Metal Complex say it best. He said that they could have charged $120 to $140 for this knife, and trust me, they could have, and he said it also. He said it would still sell out every single time they put it up, and it would still sell, no problem. People would pay the price. They would. I would pay $150 for this knife all day long. If they told me that this knife was $150, I would not blink an eye. I would be like, yeah, I can see that. It's massive. It's Nitro V. It's Civivi. It's got the Super Lock. It's got good micarta scales. Great action. I can see that. Might be a little high, but okay. Some knives are just high. But yeah, all right, I'd see that. I'd still pay it. 120 to 140 all day long, no question. Snap of a finger, this would be a deal. $99.96, it's a steal. This knife, I paid $110 for this. Now, yeah, granted, it's got the Damascus and the white, and it's the, you know, the special edition or whatever. I can't remember exactly what. It's just the white with the Damascus. And Civivi makes all their knives with Damascus and are always a little bit more expensive. I paid $110 for this. I'm honest. I wish I had gotten the $80 one with the green micarta and the black blade. I'd have used it a lot more. But $110 for this, and it's worth it. $99.96 for this, steal all day long. I'm telling you right now, guys. Anybody that's been wanting this knife, that's been looking forward to this knife, that stop pin issue is a problem. Consider how you're going to carry it and use it, how much you're going to use it, if what I've said right there, and you can watch other videos, watch Metal Complex, watch Knife Fast, watch some other videos about this. There's plenty of people out there talking about this, and watch them and see if you agree. Weigh it out on what you'll use, how much you'll use it, if that would actually come into being a problem or not. For me, that will never be an issue. I just won't ever have to deal with it. I'd never even notice it if somebody, you know, didn't say that stop pin shouldn't be there. I'd be like, oh, okay, is that where it's supposed to be? Yeah. All right, it is what it is. Still has a good edge. Here's the thing. Recently, the Shaman 10V from River's Edge Cutlery. I heard some people talking about the edge here hitting the back spacer towards the back here and messing up the edge. Now, I looked at the one that I got for James, didn't have that issue. And I haven't heard that from anybody else, but I did see 2 or 3 people saying that it happened. So it's probably just a couple one or two off issues. If that was the issue, or if the stop pin was hitting up here on the edge, we've got a problem. Now it's a serious issue. It's got to be dealt with. Like now, don't buy the knife until it is. That's a problem. When you're literally hitting on your sharpened edge, to me, that's a deal breaker. But hitting back here behind the sharpened edge, back here in the finger choil, as long as it is, yeah, that's just my perspective. I'm not saying I'm right, because I'm usually not. I'm usually not right at all. I usually don't have a clue about what I'm talking about. I'm just faking my way through all this. I don't even know why you all watch my stuff. I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with you guys. But it is what it is. I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm just joking. I don't appreciate it. I'm just joking. Of course I appreciate it, but there's nothing wrong with you guys. You guys are great, fantastic. But I am wrong most of the time. I don't really know that much about knives. I'm still finding my way through, you know. I just know for me and for the average user, that's not going to be a problem. So consider that. Decide whether or not it's a big issue for you. That right there, in my opinion, is the coolest knife Civivi has made. Definitely the coolest knife Civivi's ever made that I've held and played with. Not counting what's coming out that I got to hold at Blade Show. That's pretty daggone cool. Other than that, this right here is awesome, and it's worth $100. It's worth it just if you're a collector. Just buy it and put it up. Excuse me, got the hiccups, because it's that daggone cool. It's awesome. This is an awesome knife, guys. I love this. All right, so everybody's got to make their own decisions. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. I'm Christy, I'm Professional Dad. Oh, by the way, remember, it's coming up on the end of the month. If you want to be a premium member, to be in the premium member giveaway, we are giving away a Spartan fixed blade. It's got like $160 to $180 value. We're giving that away on the last day of the month. If you want to be a part of that, you need to join the premium members club. Or group, I should say. I don't keep any of that money. It all goes to the knife. All the money that the premium members pay in gets pulled together, to buy the knife, and whatever is left over, I pay the rest. And then we buy the knife and we draw names out. You guys know how it works. If you join at tier 1 for $2, you get one name in the hat. And every month you'll get a name in the hat to draw out. So you'll get 12 chances a year for $2 a month at a knife, always valued at $100, but usually $150 to $200. And the more people there will be, the more expensive the knives will be. So for $24 a year, you get 12 chances at expensive knives. Join at tier 2 for $3, you get 3 names in the hat. Join tier 3 for $5, you get 5 names in the hat or box, and we draw a name out and that person wins. So nobody has to join. The free giveaways are on Tuesday for everybody. But the last day of the month, we have one premium member giveaway just for premium members for a really expensive knife that's really nice. This month it will be a Spartan fixed blade, and it'll be fun. I don't keep that money. It's not going into my pocket. It's going into you all for the premium member knife. So if you want to join. Links are in the description. White Mountain Knives, the code for that is in the description. Anybody that wants to go and buy their knives from White Mountain Knives, I'm going to start linking the code again. I stopped for a long time, but I'm going to start linking the code again down below. You can use that at White Mountain Knives to save 10%. So, guys, I appreciate it. I'm Chris, the Professional Dad. I wish all of you sharp knives and happy lives, and I'll see you in the next video.